I'm Dr. John Bergman, a corrective chiropractor. Now, what a chiropractor is, we're doctors of the nervous system. Now, your nervous system has a couple of parts to it. One of them, it goes out throughout your entire body. In fact, there's not a spot you can't touch on your body without affecting the nervous system. But the most important part is this automatic nervous system. It's also called the autonomic one. Now, this is in two parts. One part is called the sympathetic, and that also means the fight or flight one, and that's activated under stress. The other part is the parasympathetic nervous system. Now, that's the rest, digest, and repair. Now, the key with this is you need this nervous system in balance, and that balance allows you to adapt to our world and thrive in this world. And this is why our species has been around for so long. Now, one of the challenges is if you're in a chronic state of stress, and there's only three stressors, there's physical stress, there's chemical stress, and there's emotional stress. Your body responds the same way to all of those different stressors. Now, under physical, chemical, or emotional stress, that fight or flight mechanism kicks in. And this means just like you're being chased by a tiger. So the heart rate's going to be elevated. The liver is going to break glycogen down to glucose. So blood sugar is going to be elevated. The blood increases its viscosity. It gets thicker. So blood pressure goes up. Blood supply to the gut shuts down. And immune system is weakened under that physical, chemical, or emotional stress. And this is why most diseases today are not diseases at all. They're really adaptations to stress. Now, in the crazy world we're living in, there's a medical profession that actually supplies medications. Now, these have a myriad of effects. Most of them, they're called side effects, but to alter your stress response. Now, think of this. So you have the physical, chemical, and emotional stress. Your body is responding correctly based on that stimulus. Now, if you take a drug to lower your stress response. Now, this would be type 2 diabetes medications. This would be blood pressure medications, cholesterol medications. All of those aren't affecting the actual stress that your body is responding to. And so to affect or alter your stress response or your response to that stress without addressing the underlying cause, now you have two problems. You got the stress that's not being addressed, and you've got a toxic medication altering your physiology. So what we do as corrective chiropractors, we assess the entire spine and nervous system, and we look for that imbalance. And if we find, say, a structural problem, we can correct it based on certain techniques that alter how your physiology is. If there's past accidents or traumas, or let's say there's a toxic environmental exposure damaging your intestinal tract. Now, 80% of your immune system is located in your gut area. It's also called the enteric nervous system, or the gut-brain connection. So have you heard of anxiety, stress, depression, impulse control, schizophrenia? All of these are features of this part of the brain called the frontal lobe. Now, that frontal lobe is controlled by this small brain called the cerebellum. That cerebellum gets all its input from the spine and nervous system. So if you have an alteration in structure, you have an alteration in stimulus of that small brain. And this is one of the main contributing factors to impulse control, attention deficit disorder, anxiety, bipolar disorder. So the key is what we do is assess the spine and nervous system and the human body for physical, chemical, and emotional stressors. We address the underlying cause without covering up the adaptation with a toxic chemical, such as a medication. Now, medications are needed in about 3% of the time. Now, 97% of the time, they are not needed. So what we're going to do is actually address the underlying cause so that you can thrive on this planet. If you're able to adapt to the physical, chemical, and emotional stress, you can not just thrive on this planet, you're going to just explode with your opportunities. Because you, as a human being, are more energy than matter. And if you can express that energy in life, then you can adapt and thrive on this planet. You're not just going to survive, you're going to actually thrive. And that's what we allow you to do by releasing that innate, inborn intelligence that allows your body to adapt and thrive on this planet. Thank you very much for listening to this video. And please do me a favor, do yourself a favor, and do the planet a favor. If you have physical, chemical, and emotional stress, deal with those, because without stress, we die. With too much stress, we die. So you have to be able to adapt and balance to that stressors, and that's what we do.